Hello, human beings. It's a little early in the morning. That's why the lighting is funny and my hair is whatever. I wanted to just make this quick little vlog snippet or whatever about what I'm reading currently, which I don't know. I think maybe this will come in correctly, and if it doesn't, it'll be backwards, in which case I'll have to put the title in. Editing me, that's on you. And it's a book called Visual Thinking by a lady named Temple Grandin, who is autistic. She's on the spectrum, and is also, I think, like, I don't know if I want to say in the public eye. She's very, very smart. I was checking to see if it said she's a doctor on the title, because sometimes it'll say it. It doesn't say that, but for some reason I had it in my head that perhaps she was a doctor. At any rate, she's an animal rights activist, a very, very smart woman, aside from the aforementioned traits of hers. And I wanted to read this book because, again, it's called Visual Thinking. And it's because, as you guys may know, probably know by now, whatever, that I am on the spectrum. And when I saw this book title, I had an aha moment in a way, because I was like, OMG, that is the way that my brain works put into 2 words as a book title. If you know me, you know that I have at times in my life mentioned that I'm a very visual person. Like, images work for me much better than reading. I do read. However, if it's the difference, say, between receiving information purely from a written book or something, where I'm just reading the words, versus if I can see a picture of the thing that I'm trying to understand, let's say, I don't know how else to put that, then I am much better with images. So when I saw that her title of one of her books, this book was Visual Thinking, I was like, girl, there are others like me out there. And it sounds kind of funny. I genuinely did not know that, like I said, it was like my brain summed up and I visually think. So I can't wait to read it. And that's what I wanted to share with y'all for at the moment. Anxiety on the spectrum. So what I want to talk about in this short video is something that I am presently dealing with. Forgive me, guys. You know how this works. When I'm dealing with the anxiety, I tend to take a lot more deep breaths in these videos, so bear with me. I still felt it was important to talk about this because I don't know if the experience is unique to me, because as we know, the spectrum is indeed a spectrum, and therefore there are varying levels of all of this stuff. However, for me, when I am dealing with higher levels of anxiety, the best way I can describe it to anyone else is it's as if somebody dialed up all of my individual 5 senses up to like 11, as they say. So, and I think I've mentioned that before in my, I don't remember which video, honestly. One of the videos where I was speaking about my anxiety, I think I spoke about this. And I wanted to particularly just speak about this aspect of that because, and again, I'm not sure if this is the general anxiety experience, like other people with anxiety have also experienced this, where simply having the anxiety issue dials your senses up, or whether it's particularly like a highly sensitive person type of an issue, whereby because I'm on the spectrum and already very sensitive, that for whatever reason, the way it seems to work is that the panic intensifies all of the 5 senses, like I said. So sounds feel super, super loud, and I find myself, wanting to kind of cower away from loud sounds. Lights are unbelievably bright, even if they're maybe not, you know what I mean? Normally they'd be fine. The part that makes it the most difficult to deal with is the fact that, again, it's all of your senses. So aside from the fact that you may deal with whatever you deal with on a daily basis, when, for example, you're having a panic attack or an anxiety attack, it on top of it is just amplifying everything, because all of your senses are overloaded all at once. And that is, at least for me, very, very overstimulating. And I'm sorry for this hair. It's been crazy weather outside, and like my hair is doing all sorts of wild things. Mufasa, again, has, a mind of her own. So I just wanted to hop on here and talk about that really briefly and just mention that, holy cow, like number one, well, I happen to be dealing with this right now. And also to say that if you deal with this specifically, if you also struggle with anxiety and you also feel when you're dealing with these, I guess we can call them attacks, I don't know, these things with your anxiety, that it feels like you're also just super overstimulated. So someone talking to you, it feels like even though they're talking in a normal level of speech, it feels on the ears, to me again, like they're yelling with a megaphone in my ears. And again, I get similarly sensitive to lights, to when I have a migraine. It's really intense and everything seems really, really bright. Even if weirdly, even if I close I have very nice, awesome light blocking shades. And even if I pull those, I seem to be sensitive to, like, let's say even candlelight or something. So I was curious if that was an experience that, again, is attached to anxiety and thus is shared by a lot of people, or if it's something that's unique to me. I also wanted to share that, holy moly, is that tricky to deal with. You know, I find myself having to ask of myself, oh, like, okay, are we uncomfortable enough that we need, for example, more medication, or can we kind of try to ride this out? And what's always sobering for me, honestly, what's very, very humbling regularly, is the amount of times that I get to say, I need help, I need a little more help, or I need a little more medication. It's wild. It blows my mind on the regular basis. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit or that little insight into what I also do deal with alongside the I can't even words. That's how addled my brain is right now. At any rate, I don't even know what I was saying, just that I am also a comedian, and alongside that is also this side of things that I do deal with. So at any rate, if you know anyone that this video happens to behoove and would benefit, then please do share it with them. Subscribe, as that greatly helps me out as a content creator to get the message out there to those who need to hear it. And last but not least, if you, my beautiful spirit soul, need any support or coaching, please do not hesitate to reach out at this email address, where it would be my genuine pleasure to help you in any way that I can. Have a beautiful and a blessed rest of your day or night, and I will see you, gorgeous cats, in the next video. Namaste and much love. Bye. Stay healthy. I have very nice, awesome light blocking shades. Weirdly, but subscribe, as that greatly helps. Oh my God. If it would, Mufasa has, a mind of her own.